So, hello, Carol.
Hello.
I'm glad you have time this Sunday afternoon, one day after the match. So, how was your day so far?
Today just resting, just try figure out what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, but not too much for today.
Yeah. So you're still thinking about the last match, and
Yeah,
it was sort of frustrating. Just let me know what.
yeah, I was totally disappointed. Like yesterday after the match, we actually watched the match for try figure out what's happened. And yeah, it was so frustrating because we didn't expect to lose like this. Not because they don't have a good team, they are a really great team, but we already know the quality of our team, so it was really frustrating. But yeah,
It is what it is now, right? I mean, we lost it, and now we've got to win. We still got to win three matches, so
yeah, yeah.
not very
Uh,
much did
the
change.
good point is the best of five, so now is figure it out what happened, what we can improve for the next match, like study them better. And yeah, it's a best of five, so still have a chance.
Yeah, for sure we have. And I mean, we lost one home match in the regular season against them,
Hmm.
but then we went to Lugano, and the picture is behind me, I was from
Yeah,
Lugano.
yeah, I
And
remember
that
this
was
day.
such a big win. That was really fun. And maybe it will happen again.
Yeah, and I remember this week because it was really busy week, busy month. That month we traveled to Portugal. Then was really a lot of travels, and we are tired. And it was a really good win. So yeah, it's remember this feeling.
So why not? I mean, once we enter the arena or you enter the arena, you will remember the good match against them.
Yeah, remember that feeling. Yeah,
I mean, when I was an athlete, I always had the idea, oh, I was good here last time, so there's no reason I shouldn't be good again. So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that helps too.
She did the
Yeah.
same.
So, just one more question. During the debriefing and when you analyze the game, so what are the ideas to do different next time?
Yeah, this game I think it was a lot of difficult to score the point. I don't think it was like a bad match in the general. It was a lot of fighting. I think for the spectators who was there, it was like a good match to watch. There was a lot of fighting, but for score the point, I think we are not just make the points. They had a really good defense, and yeah, I think we need to try see how we can like score for next match.
Yeah, that was my impression too. I mean, they were really good in the defense. They were like a ball. Always the ball bounced back all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, it's of course their accomplishment. I mean, they were good. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, they really did a good job yesterday. Then yeah, it's looking forward what we can change for the next match. What are they weakness to? Then yeah,
mhm.
but I think it was like details yesterday to close the match.
Yeah, but I think we shouldn't talk too about the last match too long because I mean, what is important is the next match and not the last match. So what I wanted to do is talk about you, your history, and how you
Hmm.
came to volleyball and all that. Because I think for the fans, you are just Caro from Brazil, and many don't really know more about you.
Yeah,
But if you look in the internet, you discover you had an interesting career actually. So maybe
yeah,
you tell us a little bit about how did you start with volleyball, and and then
yeah.
we move on.
Yeah, actually, I started in school because like I had 1 meter 18 with 13 years old, so I grow really fast. And then it's that story like which sports I can do. And then I used to play volleyball in school, and I started to get in better. And then I started it's not a professional, but the junior leagues in Brazil. With 14 years old, I started to compete, and then I'm here till today, like playing for 15 years.
Mm-hmm. So, so you started in several Brazilian clubs, right?
Yeah.
If you compare what you experienced in Europe and what you experienced in Brazil before that, how would you compare Brazilian volleyball and European volleyball? I mean, certainly in Brazil, volleyball is extremely popular, right?
Yeah. They have a really strong league in Brazil, but how Brazil is really, really big, we also has many good athletes. Then it's like a really competitive place to stay many years. Then I played there like for 10 years, and I came abroad for the last 5 years. And since then I play in 5 different countries.
Yeah.
So each country is really different. Is really, there's your characters. Then
Well,
it's really hard to compare.
Yeah, before we talk about European volleyball, you also had one season or two, I don't know exactly, but you had a stay in Thailand, right?
Yeah, in Thailand.
Yeah, what was special about that?
Yeah, in Thailand was amazing. I really love it there. There, I think comparing the styles, it's totally different. They play a really, really fast game. The girls are so fast, not so tall, but really fast. The level of the league is really good. A lot of defense, then a lot of longer rallies. Like physically is so exhausting, but really good. And yeah, it was a really great experience. Also, the country, everyone there is really, really friendly. Then it was really good. But it was in COVID times. Then it was not too long season. Yeah.
Okay, I always see. Okay, no, so it wasn't the funniest time because of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember them from that volleyball tournament in Montreux that we used to have in Switzerland. And the team from Thailand was there too. And I can certainly relate to what you're saying. They're not too tall and they're
Yeah.
really fast, really fast. I never
Really
saw.
fast, really fast.
I mean, we all know that, you know, Mita can pass very fast, but what I saw there was even faster, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
even
amazed.
faster.
I
It's
mean,
like, it's really fast style. And in my team, I had 2 girls from the national team. Then the players from national team, they used to play in Thailand. It's not everyone who go abroad like in the another national teams. Then the league there is not so big too, but it's a really good level because it's like 3 or 2 players for the national team in each team, and also the foreign. So it's really competitive. It's nice.
mhm. Oh, that's interesting. So, and you also played in Slovakia and in
Yeah,
the Czech Republic, I think, right?
yeah.
Um, so if you compare, you know, Brazilian volleyball to European volleyball to the volleyball in Thailand, what are the differences?
In Brazil, I think it's stronger. Like the players more physically and tall, so it's everything more stronger, more competitive. But yeah, I think every country there is your I don't know the word. Every country there is something good too. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were chosen to be the best middle blocker in Slovakia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first year I
yeah,
had a good season. The first year it's good.
yeah, yeah. Um, so in general, in your career, what are the biggest achievements you think?
The biggest achievements in Slovakia, we won the cup, and unfortunately in the final we got in second. That
Mhm.
we lose. It was the best of 5 also, and we lose one game. We just won one game, and yeah, the first year there we got in third place, but also with COVID, and then
Yeah,
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 also in Thailand in third place.
yeah. All right.
Brazil, when was my first professional year, we got the Brazilian Cup. That year was really amazing because my team wasn't the favorite, but I was young. Then I played sometimes I didn't play yet, but it was really good.
So that was the highest level in Brazil, and
Yeah.
the team won the national cup tournament, and you were part of it. This is amazing, actually.
Yeah, it was amazing. Because in Brazil, when I started in one team, and then I changed for the Pinheiros Club. I don't know if, but the most of athletes who go to Olympic Games, about many sports are from this club. So we have a big club in São Paulo, and I played there for 6 years, and it was like a kind of my dream to play in the professional team. And then I active this also, and then it was good.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah. So then why didn't you stay in Brazil? Did you want to discover the world, or what was the motivation to go abroad?
Yeah, in Brazil, some is the league is really good, and there are many good athletes, but sometimes it's not, the sponsor is not for the many years. So like our league could be even bigger and even better, but it's not a lot of sponsors for every team. You know, some teams there's huge salaries and huge sponsor, but not every team. And then in that time, the team that was player was like the sponsor go away in the middle of the season, so this kind of problems. And then appeared the opportunity to go abroad to Czech Republic in the first year. Then I say, yeah, why not? Let's try. Yeah. And then I can.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, you certainly didn't speak Czech.
Yeah.
So the team language was English, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But was that hard for you?
Yeah, that year actually was really hard because I don't really speak English that time.
Yeah.
Like I supposed to knew something, but when I arrived there, I was like, yeah, I don't really speak. It was harder than I was expecting.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah, and that year, the people were not so open. I don't know. Maybe I didn't knew how to act it then, and then don't know how to. And then was like a little bit harder that year because I came like a little bit alone in the season. And yeah, I was trying to learn English, but it was really slowly processed and was not so good.
I see, yeah. And one more difficulty is that even if you can speak English, it's not that so many people do speak English over there, right? I mean, certainly those that have high school education and so on, but not everyone, right?
In Brazil or in Czech?
In Czech Republic, and I suppose in Slovakia too, right?
No, they actually speak a lot of people. I think the people older don't speak that much or don't like too much, but it's more than in Brazil. In Brazil, it's like a really small percentage of the population who really speak. Then we have the English in school, but we don't really practice to speak. Yeah, when you're abroad, it's different.
Yeah. Now that you are here, I'm hoping the language situation has improved a lot, right? I mean, I think you can talk to anybody in Düdingen.
I can tell. No, it's not the perfect English, but yeah, can understand me. So
yeah, well, but your English is really. I mean, you can say everything you want to. I guess, right?
When I was in Thailand, actually, I played with a Colombian girl. Was me and her that was foreign that year, and she helped me a lot to improve the English, because Spanish, like I can understand but not even really talk. but we could communication, she in Spanish and me in Portuguese, and she was like, no, I just speaking with you in English for your practice, then I correct you, then yeah. That year
That is
improved a lot of,
very, yeah, that is very important, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
these things are really important. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. And then remarkably, I mean, now you're in communication so good that you also took over the social media account, right, of our club.
Yeah, try to help.
How did that come?
Yeah, when we started the season, the girls proposed someone to help the social media, and then I was like, yeah, I can do it.
Okay, but yeah, but you're doing it really in an amazing way because you also have those photoshopped images, etc. Did you learn this, or is that
Yeah, I
just
figured
fun?
out these skills this year,
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
But it's really nice. Yeah, it don't take too much time. It's good.
Okay, yeah. So are you doing it alone, or are you sharing it with Bruna or with anybody else, or?
Yeah, now I'm doing more alone. Like, I have the base already to do it. Then I just change some things, and yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
It's fun. It's fun.
I really like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because sometimes, as you know, I sometimes post something too on this account, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a collaboration Instagram.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Without, I mean, silent
Yeah, but I think
collaborations.
it's going well. Yeah.
Now, speaking about the time in Düdingen, so the season, I mean, Düdingen, I think, is really excited about the team. Abstracting a little bit away from the last match, but in general, Düdingen is really excited, and people think it's the best team they ever had. So how do you see the season so far? What did you expect when you come here, and how did it turn out to be?
Yeah, actually, I think we're doing a really good job because the girls told last year the classification we wasn't, I think, in fourth or third place. I'm not sure. And they say like this year we are in second is the highest classification, I think. I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are really satisfied about the classification round. I think we did a really good job, and I think it like a group, because some moments when someone was not in the best day, always the girls could help, and I think it's a really team job until now. Then this is really great. Because I think it's really important to everyone get motivation until the end.
Yeah. And I think now we are in this special time where every match counts, and what happened in the past doesn't count because you take no points to the playoffs, right? And so you got to do it well then. But there were some setbacks, as you said, during the regular season, and one that could everybody observe was the black tape you had on the arm. Yeah. Well, so you had a long-lasting shoulder injury, actually, right? It was really long, right?
Yeah. Was in I think from November to December, was feeling a lot of, but now it's pretty okay.
How did it, I mean, shoulder injuries can be really nasty and long lasting. And so what did you do in the background to get rid of it?
Yeah, actually, 3 years ago, I used to feel like the tendonitis, like normally for any athlete. And then I think in November, December, we are in the really huge schedule for matches. We are having 2 matches per week.
Yeah.
And behind this, we do the power gym and stabilization exercise. And when we have many matches like this, sometimes we don't have too much time to do it because you get tired and everything. And then I think it was like about the spirit. And then when the games get less games, I could I always get in treating, yeah. And also Rolf helped a lot of the physio. And yeah, I think now it's pretty okay. Just fertilization, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few athletes who have no injuries at all, right? I mean, except from the very young ones, everybody has something that is not okay.
Yeah, it's somebody. Everyone has something to care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this season, but this season actually I got many small injuries. Then it's getting really hard to me. But
okay. Yeah, but so I'm we don't speak about what is currently going on because that's something that also the opponents shouldn't know.
No, but now I'm pretty okay.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay, so then sort of we are ready for the next match, right?
Yeah.
So as a middle blocker, what you think is your biggest task in Lugano?
Yeah, this last match actually they had a really good reception, and as a middle blocker it's really hard you defend their attacks because they had a really good 4 attackers also, like from the pipe, from the net. The 3 attackers was really good and really received the ball. So this is really hard to figure it out. Then we need to study better and maybe do more complicated the reception for
Yeah. So I mean, if their reception is really good, then their setter has all the opportunities.
Yeah, there are
right?
options.
Whereas, if the reception is bad and the setter has to run outside, then
that gets easier for me.
Certainly predict what is left as opportunity, right? And then it's easier for the middle blocker.
Yeah, it's easier for me. In this game, I was feeling they had always no, but the most of time the 3 options and also behind with the pipe. So it was really complicated to found them. But yeah, I think we should work on that.
I see.
And they play like really fast. More like faster than the previous opponent, like Volley play really high, so we have time to see.
Yeah, I think Bolero is one of the teams that does it in the old-fashioned style, right? So the very high balls and a lot of time, right? And most of the others are faster, right? I mean, definitely Nuke is very fast too, right?
Yeah, the Nuke I think is one of the fastest team. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So then next Saturday we will have the trip to Lugano. I hope with many fans, right? So Martin said it during the match several times. So there is this opportunity to apply on the Volley Düdingen net page for the fans for a bus transport to Lugano, and it will be very important that we have many fans there, right? So
it would be really important because we know it will be a really big fight in there. Yeah, and it would be really great to have the support of our fans there. So I hope we can go. Like, it would be really important to us.
Yeah, and if you have the same noise again that we had in the home match, I think then it will be a shock to them,
Yeah, it would be.
And then we win.
We are expecting a lot of their fans there, so it would be really great as our fans there too for support us.
All right, so that really was the perfect way to close it. So Carol, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the Sunday, and we see each other in Lugano, I think.
Yeah.